Saudi Aramco Safety Interview Question and Answer. What is work method statement? It is the submitted by contractor to client, covering the general work procedure of a particular job in a safe manner as per required standard. What is the use of WMS, work method statement? We can plan and execute the work easily and safely. It also helps to know the codes and standards used for each activity. What is a JSA and what is its use? Job safety analysis is the step-by-step analysis of a job to determine the safe working procedure. It includes the following steps. What's the job being done? Break the job down into steps. Describe the hazards in each step of task. Identify the desired control measures and implement these countermeasures in the job execution. What is work permit? Work permit is the written document authorizing a person or a group to perform maintenance, inspection or construction work. What is confined space? A confined space has limited or restricted means for entry or exit, and it is not designed for continuous employee occupancy, which subject to the hazards like deficiency of oxygen, toxic or flammable gases or substances, dust etc. In what circumstances a confined space work permit can be issued? If properly ventilated, gas test readings are satisfactory, properly barricaded and warning signs are posted, trained standby man is present with log sheet, sufficient lighting and low voltage electricity, 24 volts, 110 V, proper means of communication, locked and tagged out if necessary, lifeline and man retrieval system if necessary, etc. Who is the confined space attendant? He is one who is aware the confined space hazards and know how to react if anything goes wrong, able to maintain confined space entry log sheet, etc. What are the hazards in a confined space? Oxygen deficiency or enrichment, presence of toxic or flammable gases, chemical hazards, fire hazard, fall of materials, fall hazard electrocution, dust, sound, heat or cold, caught in between moving parts of equipments, engulfment etc. What are the duties of a confined space attendant? He is responsible for the safety of entrance, should be present whenever people are working in confined space, maintain updated entry log sheet, maintain continuous communication with entrance and monitor conditions in the confined space to ensure a safe working atmosphere, prevent unauthorized entry of personnel, initiate alarm for help if needed, evacuate the entrance if conditions are not satisfying or in case of any general evacuation is initiated, contact rescue personnel if necessary, etc. Give some examples of confined space. Pipes, vessels, tanks, boilers and tube areas, silos, trenches and excavations deeper than 4 feet, sludge pits, ductworks, etc. Name one hazardous job in a confined space. Welding, grinding, chemical cleaning, use of gas cutting set, erection of materials. Who is a competent person? Is one who is properly trained and authorized to perform a specific work in safe manner. What is an accident? An accident is an uncontrolled event that results in undesirable consequences to personnel, injury, illness, or the assets, damage, loss, to the environment. What is a near miss? A potential hazard, which has not yet caused an accident or an occurrence that did not result in but have the potential to result in undesirable consequences to personnel, illness, injury, and or to the assets, damage, loss, or to the neighboring community and environment. Who makes an accident report? Concerned area supervisor or site safety representative. Who makes an accident investigation report? A team of frontline supervisor, HSE manager, subcontractor representative if subcontractor personnel are injured, high officials depending upon the severity of the accident. What is use of an accident investigation report? To find out root cause of the accident, make recommendations to prevent reoccurrence and evaluate the effectiveness of emergency response. What is waste management? Waste management means safely disposing the byproduct of a process or a work to the environment, after proper treatment, if necessary, so that no threat for livings, properties and environment exists. What is MSDS? Material Safety Data Sheet is the document prepared by the manufacturer giving product name, producer's address, emergency contact phone number, information of ingredients, possible hazards, first aid measures, precautions to be taken for storage and handling, recommended PPEs, extinguishers, physical and chemical properties, etc. What is an isotope? Isotope means one or more species of atoms having same atomic number but different mass number. Isotopes can be stable or unstable. Radioactive isotopes are unstable substances, which emits heavy particles, alpha and beta, and higher energy electromagnetic waves, gamma, from their nucleus by decay. Why is an isotope hazardous? Isotopes are hazardous because it emits uncontrolled energy in the form of radioactive waves, which is hazardous to all living thing as it can destroy its living tissues that causes fatality or can convert it into cancer. What is radioactivity? Radioactivity is the spontaneous disintegration of atomic nuclei. The nucleus emits alpha particles, beta particles, gamma particles or electromagnetic rays during this process. What is the unit for measuring radiation? Microsievert or millirem. In what condition a work permit can be issued for radiography? The controlled area is calculated, evacuated and barricaded with yellow, black tapes, warning signs, a minimum of 4 nose, and red or yellow flashlights. What are the safety measures to be taken while doing radiography? Ensure a competent person is surveying outside the barricaded area with survey meter. The crew is authorized and following safety precautions. The controlled area is calculated, evacuated and barricaded with yellow, black tapes, warning signs, a minimum 4 nose, and red or yellow flashlights. What is the controlled area? Any area where the radiation dose is more than 0.75 mrem. H. 7.5 microsievert. What is a gaugeometer? It is the instrument used to measure the radiation dose, radiation survey meter. What is the use of a film badge? This badge will be worn by the personnel exposed to radiation due their nature of duty, and this is processed to calculate the received radiation dose of a person during the period, normally 1 month, of exposure. What is decay chart? It is the chart showing the change in radioactivity of a source, for a period, at regular interval of time. Who is an authorized exposed person? He is one who got formal training in the use of sealed source and X-ray equipment used in industrial radiography. What are the requirements for a crane lifting? Crane position on firm and level ground with wood pads and steel plates. Outriggers are fully extended, tires are off ground. Certified operators and riggers are available. Safe load indicator is working and checklist is filled by competent person. Crane has valid inspection sticker, insurance and third-party certificate. The load's weight is confirmed and is within the safe working limit of the crane. Safety devices are not bypassed, the swing arm radius barricaded and unauthorized persons are evacuated. The lifting tools free from defect pads are used to protect the slings from load and vice versa. Wind speed is less than 32 km per hour. Approved lifting plan is available for critical lifts. Permit for the activity obtained. Crane operators and riggers' vision is not obstructed, the load is well balanced and tag lines are used to control the weight, etc. What is working radius? It is the maximum distance where the crane boom has to reach for lifting or lowering the load. What is SWL? Safe working load is the maximum load that can be applied to the lifting tool, safely. What is lifting plan? It is the document prepared for planning critical lift by calculating and considering all factors which is going to affect the lifting and thereby selecting the correct tools and cranes and ensure safe lifting procedure to be followed for a particular lift, giving details such as the size and weight of the object to be lifted, which crane is used for lifting and what the safety factor is, where the crane is positioned, from where the load is lifted, where it is fitted, size and SWL of each lifting tool is used. JSA and load chart are attached with it. What is excavation? A man-made cut, cavity, trench or depression formed by earth removal. What is trench? A narrow excavation where the depth is greater than width. What is shoring? A structure that supports the sides of an excavation and protects against cave-ins. What is the difference between flashback arrestor and check valve? A check valve allows flow in one direction only. This prevents oxygen reaching acetylene cylinder and acetylene reaching oxygen cylinder in the event of blockage in the torch or line or pressure variations. What are the classes of fire and what type of extinguishers are used for them? Class A, ordinary combustible materials. E.g., paper, wood, cloth, plastic, rubber. Extinguisher, water, DCP, foam, CO2, halon. Class B, combustible liquids and greases. E.g., gasoline, diesel, oil, grease, oil-based paint, tar. Extinguisher, CO2/foam/DCP. Class C, energized electrical equipment. E.g., DCP, FM200, halon, carbon dioxide. Class D, combustible metals. E.g., magnesium, potassium, zinc, calcium, sodium, titanium. Extinguisher, metal X type, combustible metal type. What are the responsibilities of Firewatch? Firewatch is a person designed to identify and eliminate fire hazards, alert and extinguish fire in case of any outbreak of fire and to protect the person and properties from a fire. He is the man to react first by keeping a close watch on such hazardous areas. What is color coding system? This is the system followed to inspect and ensure the serviceability of tools, equipment periodically, normally it is monthly, like fire extinguishers, full body harness, lifting gears, electrical codes and cables, power tools, etc. These things are inspected by competent person and are indicated by putting the color of particular month. The color is decided in advance and it is being used by all persons in sight. The items which are found defective and unserviceable will not be color-coded and has to be removed from service. What is the maximum distance between two adjacent accesses in a long excavation? A ladder must be present within 25 feet of employees working in excavation. In open excavation, at every 30 meters on the perimeter, if less than 1.2 meters deep. At every 7.5 meters on the perimeter, if more than 1.2 meters deep. When an excavation is considered as confined space. If the depth is more than 1.2 meters. In which conditions a scaffold cannot be erected? Extreme weather, strong wind, rain, ice, ground not stable, safe clearance, minimum feet, can't be maintained with live wire. Certified workers and supervisor are not available. Permit is available. What are the requirements in placing an access ladder on a scaffold? Provide access when scaffold platforms are more than 2 feet above or below a point of access. When using ladders, bottom rung must not be more than 24 inches high. Ladder to be at the correct, that is, 1 feet for every 4 feet in height. Ladders are to be tied at both sides, not by the rungs. Make sure the ladder extends a safe distance, at least 90 centimeters, above the landing stage. When the horizontal travel distance exceeds 15 meters, provide at least 2 accesses. If the platform is longer, access shall be provided at every 30 meters. The ladders should be free from damage and should be color-coded. All access ladders must be tagged. In what circumstances full protection system has to be used? If a person could fall more than 1.8 meters, then full protection system should be used. For example, any activity at an elevation more than 1.8 meters, such as erection, dismantling or maintenance of scaffolding, pipes, equipments. What color a ladder can be painted? Aluminum ladders and wooden ladders shall not be painted. What is a lifeline? Lifeline is component that consists of a flexible line that connects to an anchorage at one end to hang vertically, or that connects to anchorages at both ends to stretch horizontally, and which serves as a method to connect other component of a personnel fall arrest system to the anchorage. What is lockout/tag-out system? For servicing or maintenance of live equipments or pipelines, where the unexpected energizing or release of energy could cause injury, lock and tag are placed on the isolating device to avoid uncontrolled operation and give details of the lockout schedule. What is the importance of a toolbox meeting? Workers can be educated about safe work rules and procedures, and their awareness can be improved on some special task. Its importance. What is the emergency evacuation plan? It is the procedure to provide concise guidelines for evacuation in case of some emergencies and to identify the emergencies in advance. This also helps us to plan and to define roles and responsibilities of all building custodian, fire wardens and occupants. What is hydro test? It is the test carried out for leak test for pipes, equipments etc. by filling water in these equipments and pipes with some pressure, and its joints and connections are checked for any leak or breakage. What is a HIPAA test? It is the insulation leakage test done for high voltage electrical cables, with high voltage mega. What are the safety requirements for doing a hot work? Remove all combustible materials from the area, within 10 meters, if possible. Use fire blanket to protect immovable combustible materials and also for welding slugs. Cover the area with fire blanket for containment of sparks generated while doing hot work. Provide proper fire extinguisher in sufficient numbers. Appoint a fire watch with red jacket, if necessary. Barricade the area and post proper signage. Use of proper PPE and damage-free tools and equipments. Obtain a valid hot work permit. Conduct gas test if presence of combustible gas is expected prior to work. What are the benefits of near-miss reporting? To make analysis of the incident, in order to avoid reoccurrence. To rectify the causes of those near misses before it turns into accidents. To identify the deficiencies of site safety performances and find remedial actions. To improve safety performances by reducing LTAs, incidents and near misses. What is a risk assessment? Risk assessment is a method of estimating the rate of risk of an activity, by classifying actual and potential consequences and finding out mitigating actions to limit that risk. In what situation ear protection is needed? In areas where sound pollution is more than 85 dB. What is the emergency evacuation procedure to follow in the event of a gas release? Don't get panic on hearing alarm. Switch off all the equipments and energized circuits. Observe the direction of wind flow, proceed out in the crosswind direction to the plant boundary fence and then proceed upwind. Obey further instructions from emergency response team. Resume work after getting clearance only. What is an assembly muster point? The area determined and marked for assembly of people working the area in case of any emergency. What is meant by head counting? What is its purpose? On hearing emergency alarm, all persons have to assemble in assembly muster point. The area supervisor will call his workers with attendance sheet and confirm that nobody is trapped in the site. This procedure is called head counting. Its purpose is to ensure all workers are present in the assembly area, they are safely evacuated and identify the person if anybody is trapped and take necessary actions to rescue these trapped workers. What is permit? PTW system is a formed legal documents system used to control potentially dangerous job. It is also means of communication between site management supervisor operator and those who carry out work. A PTW system aims to ensure that proper planning and precautions are taken with hazards to control the risk of a particular job. The permit is a written document which authorizes certain people to carry out specific work at a certain time and place. What are the responsibilities of permit holder? Before the work. To understand the work content and the requirements of job HSE plan. Tell the work party about work content and requirements of the job HSE plan, and assure all members understand the same by taking feedback. Take validation from area authority. During the work. Display the permit at site. Follow the requirement of JHSE plan. Stay at work site at all time to supervise the work party. Before support of the permit, ensure the work site and equipment are safe. After finish the work. Ensure that the state and equipment are in safe. Suspend or cancel the permit. Responsibility of permit holder. Before work start on a permit, the permit holder must understand the work content and the requirement of the job HSE plan. Tell the work party about the work content and the requirement of the HSE plan. Ensure that the permit is validated by the appropriate area authority before the permit holder must. Ensure that the permit is displayed at the worksite whenever work is underway. Ensure that the job HSE plan is complied with throughout the work. Tell anyone who takes over as permit holder about the status of the work and the requirement of the permit and job HSE plan. Stop work and move all personnel to a safe location if condition on site become hazardous or the precautions on the job HSE plan become inadequate. When no further work is to take place under a permit, the permit holder must ensure that the site and equipment have been safe. Sign the permit to indicate whether work is complete or not. Return the permit back to the area authority. Fill the box of the permit when contains PTW system required. What is the difference between hazards and risk? Risk is combination of severity and effect.